Mark Russinovich stated, "In the past, cybersecurity was focused on keeping an attacker out. The world has shifted. We now know they are going to get in the network. Now it's your job to find out where they are and what they are doing." Internet privacy. What's that? We are going to look at public versus personal information, what is cyber fraud, who violates your privacy, and what kind of protection is there. The internet, the World Wide Web, going online. There is an infinite amount of public information out there at the click of a button. Information such as what did the stock market do today, what was the weather like around the world, or even perhaps what did my favorite sports team do today can be accessed almost immediately. But what about your personal information? Some of your personal information, such as your demographics, like your gender, your age, your race, maybe even your phone number, your address, your email, if this information gets out, it's not necessarily going to directly harm you. I mean, after all, once someone sees you or meets you, they can automatically see what your gender and your race are, and they can probably even guess your age. And your phone number and address used to be kept in phone books. Maybe you get the ever-annoying telemarketer calls, or you get a lot of junk mail, but none of this personal information really directly harms you if someone else gets it. There is, however, private information that you really want to keep just that, private. Information such as your social security number or your credit card numbers. Cyber fraud is amongst the fastest growing forms of crime in the world. At its simplest definition, cyber fraud is obtaining private information online without permission. Now, who violates your privacy and commits cyber fraud? The government, private companies, criminals, all gather your personal information and invade your privacy through the digital footprints that you leave, through the websites you visit, the apps you use, even your likes about certain topics. The government has certain agencies like the DEA and the IRS that routinely request, collect, and store information about you that they get from other companies. Often, they just demand that these companies give them this information. Now, they do use this information for some good. They hunt and catch criminals. However, they can keep and use your information however they like. So the question is, does the government keep your information secure? Private companies gather your information when you agree to submit what they deem as unidentifiable information to them. However, they often trade this information with their strategic partners that you may not even have been aware of or known existed. These strategic partners will then build their business model and redefine their marketing efforts to target you. It has become very profitable for companies to partner together and share your information. Not only do you have the government and private companies gathering your information, but criminals will always be out there trying to scam you to get this information. An example of a method that they use is phishing. Phishing is a fraudulent way that criminals get your personal information by posing as a legitimate business. They send you an email or call you stating that your account maybe is going to be canceled or suspended if you don't give them this particular information or send them money. They pose as a friend or relative. Maybe they send you an email stating they're stranded somewhere and their phone's dead and they need you to wire money. They even set up dummy lookalike websites that you may visit all the time. Websites that you go on and shop or either give information. They set up these dummy websites. You go on there. You think that you're buying something. You enter your credit card information. All you're really doing is giving the criminal your information. Most often than not, you don't even know what's happening until weeks later. So what can you do to protect yourself? A lot of people believe that the incognito mode of your web browser is a way to protect yourself. It clears the browser history and erases cookies off your computer. But that's it. Websites can still see your IP address, and the internet service provider can still track you. So this is simply a superficial fix best used on a public computer when you don't want someone to have the password to, let's say, your email. Long gone are the days when you can use just a simple password or antivirus software to protect yourself. Now, more demanding passwords and also biometric authentication methods must be used, such as retina scans or a thumbprint. Also, there are programs out there that need to be used that will detect and prevent data transmission between sites. The frightening part is that as long as technology is advancing, there will always be a way for someone to gather your personal information and invade your privacy. Perhaps the only way to really truly protect yourself and those that you're connected to is by limiting the amount of information that you give, or by stop using computers altogether. But like that's gonna happen.